Today's thoughts. The other day, I was having a talk with one of my mentors, and he made this comment to me. He said, "You care too much about players' success." And I was wrestling with that one. The reason why I was wrestling with that one, I was like, man, what does that really mean? And how do I unpack that really for myself? And as I began to break it down and I was asking him questions, he was like, if you wanted more than the players you are training or developing or coaching, he said, sometimes that's a problem. See, we can want the success and goals for ourselves and wanting to reach a certain level. But when we want it more than the other people that we're trying to motivate, we become more like cheerleaders instead of mentor, coaches, or developers, right? So this is my thought or question to you players. Do you ever find yourself wanting it less than your coaches want it for you? And then when they coach you or when they suggest things to you or when they guide you in a certain area, how do you respond? Do you take it in? Do you take it and run with it and go and work on those things that you're lacking? One of the things I was sharing with a player the other day is like, you don't hustle at all. Like a mistake will happen and they'll literally kind of jog back on defense, or another player will be like, oh man, I only got, 4 or 5 shots in the game. And I'm sharing these thoughts because I don't want to get frustrated about these things, but it baffles me when players think that the only way to be successful in the game of basketball is to score. I want you to think about your favorite teams and what roles do players play on those teams. If you look at the Warriors, for example, how many players get the same amount of shots as Steph Curry? But then ask yourself this question: how many players put in the work that Steph Curry does to get the shots that he gets? See, this today is I'm just getting my thoughts out there and just kind of sharing them with you all. I don't know how this stirs in you. I don't know how this resonates with you, but take the time to let this soak in. Players, coaches cannot want it more than you. And you have to understand, especially at the high school level, a lot of these coaches are coaching for their jobs. So if they're constantly having to cheerlead you, most likely they're going to sit you on the bench. It just is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to be the one to be able to change that for you. You have to decide whether you want this or not. Just my thoughts for today. Boom. I'm out.